Good morning, and I am your researcher, Alexander Rizal from Group 4. And today we're going to discuss about the correlation between study habits and academic performances among grade 11 senior high school students at Rizal University. For our table of contents, we have objectives, introduction, statement of the problem, conceptual framework, significance of the study, scopes and delimitations, operational terms, respondents and sampling, research instrument, data collection, and lastly, data analysis. For our objectives, we have four. Number 1, to determine the relationship between study habits and academic performances of students. Number 2, to assess whether consistent study habits lead to higher academic achievements. Number 3, to analyze the different study habits between high-performing students and low-performing students. And lastly, to analyze how particular study habits affect students' academic performances.
The research examines the correlation between study habits and academic achievement among grade 11 students at Rizal University. The study specifically investigates how various study habits affect academic success. Some of the important study habits related to academic performance are time management, organization, active learning strategies, and the study context. The study also looks at specific study habits such as reviewing regularly, setting study goals, and self-discipline. The findings will inform future development of intervention programs aimed at increasing appropriate study habits and learning strategies to foster a student achievement. This research adds value to the academic literature.
Our research focuses on the relationship between study habits and academic performance among senior high school students that study at Rizal University. Firstly, we aim to determine the correlation between study habits and a student's academic performance. Second, we want to identify which specific study habits contribute the most to achieving high academic performance. And lastly, for the third one, we will examine how these study habits affect students' overall academic success. Through this study, we hope to provide insights that can help students improve their study habits and academic outcomes.
For our conceptual framework, which illustrates the relationship between study habits and academic performance among senior high school students at Rizal University. Our research aims to determine how study habits influence academic performance. In input stage includes the main focus for our study. We investigate the correlation between study habits and academic performance, which study habits are most effective in achieving high grades, how these habits impact their students' overall academic success. For our process, we will be using a closed-ended questionnaires. This means that students will answer a constructed set of questions where they choose from predefined response. Finally, in the output stage, we expect to find a positive correlation between effective study habits and academic performance. This means that students who develop good study such as time management and consistent study routines, are more likely to achieve better grades. In summary, this conceptual framework visually represents how our study is conducted from investigating study habits, gathering data through a questionnaire, and analyzing the expected results.
The study focuses on the study habits of a student, wherein the researchers will be conducting a survey consisting of 12 grade 11 GRE students as respondents to understand the study habits of a student and how it correlates with their academic performance. This study explores the correlation between study habits and academic performances.
This study, the correlation between study habits and academic performance among senior high school students at Rizal University, is important for many reasons. First, help for students. This study helps students understand how their study habits affect their grades. By learning which study methods work best, they can improve their academic performance and do better in school. Second, support for teachers. Teachers can use this study to understand how different study habits affect students' learning. This can help them adjust their teaching methods to support students better. Third, guidance for families. Parents or guardians will learn how to create a good learning environment at home. When students have better study space and support from their family, they can focus more and improve in school. Fourth, help for schools. The school administration can use this study to create programs, workshops, or activities that teach students better study habits. This will improve overall student performance. Fifth, useful for future research. Other researchers can use this study as a guide for their own studies. It can help them explore more about how study habits affect students' academic success. In summary, this study is important because this helps students improve their grades, help teachers support students better, help families create a good study environment, and provides useful information for school and future researchers.
For our operational terms, here are the terms we use in the study.
Research design. First, we identify the problem. Second, we review the literature. Third, we set the settings for the research questions, objectives, and hypotheses. Fourth, we choose the study design. Fifth, we run the experiment. Sixth, we collect the data. Seventh, we process and analyze the collected data. And eighth, we write the report for our research.
This study focused on 12 grade 11 students to analyze the correlation between study habits and academic performance. The convenient sampling method was used due to time limitations and participant availability. A Google Forms survey was distributed, allowing students to access their study habits and their impact on academic performance. A consent form was provided to ensure confidentiality. Given the limited time and resources, a small sample size was chosen, which is common in targeted quantitative studies. The collected data was then analyzed to determine the correlation.
This research used a questionnaire as its instrument in the gathering data, dividing the questionnaire into three separated parts. The instrument is self-developed by the researchers. It utilizes the experience of the researcher as well as reliable sources and articles to have a basis for the questionnaire. It employs a Likert scale in order to obtain the participants' preferences or degree of agreement with a statement or set of statement. In this study, the respondents expressed their answers in ratings such as 1 being the strongly disagree and 5 being the strongly agree.
The research included 12 students in grade 11 who took part in a survey questionnaire delivered in person and via online means. Students were asked to provide their consent before completing each survey to provide assurance that they understood the purpose of the survey and that participation was voluntary. The researchers emphasized their aim to maintain confidentiality and protect anonymity by not connecting student participant data to their identifying information. The survey process was administered in order to maintain ethical compliance, protect the student participants and their data, and to collect valid data. Following the completion of the surveys, the researchers analyzed the survey responses.
Moving on, we have data analysis. The researchers used correlation analysis to examine the relationship between study habits and academic performances. Correlational analysis, as explained by Hassan, 2023, is a statistical method that measures the strength and direction of the relationship between two or more variables. It helps determine whether these variables are connected without proving that one causes the other. The researchers chose this method because they aim to test their hypothesis about the link between study habits and academic performances.